Wrestling Rampage here, back with another video.
We are back with another video right here on Wrestling Rampage's YouTube channel. And before we do get started, make sure that you like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WrestlingRampage2. Follow us on Twitter at WrestleRampage. And make sure you hit that subscribe button because we have great video content coming to you right here on Wrestling Rampage's YouTube channel. You do not want to miss one video that we do. Today we're doing a response video, pretty much, from our good friend Wrestling Addict 100. Big shout out to him. Right. On YouTube. Go check out his YouTube channel. He does some great videos. I've seen that he did his wrestling book collection, and we decided that we're going to show our wrestling book collection in response to his. I know that he only had about 6 or 7 books. We have a few more than that, not much more, but yeah, I guess we'll go and get started with that.
Alright. First wrestling book is Wrestle Crap. Let me tell you what's the craps.
Yes, the very worst of pro wrestling.
And the book sucked.
Yeah, it just talks about wrestling bullshit gimmicks and bullshit matches and things like that. I mean, it wasn't that great, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Damn, how much was this book? $20, well wasted.
Yeah. And
Up next,
Goldust Crossroads.
That's right.
It was okay, I guess. It wasn't the best in the world.
Crossroads, Goldust, Out of the Darkness, written by Dustin Rhodes himself. This is $16. I have not read this book yet. I remember getting it on a deal with it was something on WWE Shop, and I was like, sure, why not? You know, I have some type of a wrestling book collection, you know. But Crossroads, Goldust, Into the Darkness.
Next is Wrestling Trivia Book.
Yes. Wrestling Maniacs Super Trivia. Sadly enough, I pretty much know all this anyway. He knows it all anyway. So, yeah, I mean, just really just weird questions sometimes, and you know, for instance, here's one question we'll give you. What did ECW Arena double as on non-wrestling nights? Was it A, a casino, B, a bingo hall, C, a basketball gym, or D, a reception hall? Do you know that question? If you do know the answer, let us know in the comments below.
Every Man Has a Price, The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
That's right. Yep, Every Man Has a Price, the true story of wrestling's $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
He fucked 50 million whores.
And he found God.
He found God. God ain't gonna make him fuck these women no more, even though I fuck church women.
I ended up getting this book at some type of like an indoor flea market. Paid $3.50 there. Can't really tell, but it's written in pencil. Anyway, I was like, well, you know, why not check it out, see how it is. I have yet to read this book yet, but I will get to this book.
Benoit.
Yes, Benoit. This is yeah, that's all it really says is Benoit. Wrestling with the horror that destroyed a family and crippled a sport. It talks about Benoit's life, his you know, just his career and how he died and everything like that. Paid $15 for this book. It was okay. I read it. It was okay.
Cheating, Death, Stealing Life, the Eddie Guerrero Story.
That's right. Written by Eddie Guerrero, with the help of Michael Kirkman. A really great book. It pretty much everything that you want to know about Eddie. There's Eddie with the late Art Barr. You know, just anything and everything that you want to know about Eddie Guerrero is in this book. Goes from his personal demons to his his rise within the WWE,
Yep.
becoming WWE champion, if you guys, I know that you have the DVD of it,
Yep.
and the DVD was amazing.
Yes.
It really was. But I have the book, and this $16. So
The Rock says, Dwayne, The Rock, bitch Johnson.
that's right.
Tell I'm not interested in that book.
The Rock says, the Rock book, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
I ain't got nothing to say about that book.
He's not a big fan of The Rock. I'm not either, really, but I ended up getting this book for really just dirt cheap. I think I paid like $3 for it at an indoor flea market, and yeah, there's the Rock. I actually haven't read it yet.
Adam Copeland on Edge.
That's right. I know our good friend Wrestling Addict 100. He's an edgehead. So are we. So I ended up getting this book at Barnes and Noble. I was like, I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting the book, $14. But I know that he has the blue one, I believe, and it's the hardback. I got the paperback edition. Next on the list is The Hardcore Diaries by Mick Foley.
Yep.
Really great book. Autobiography written by Mick Foley. Just a really great read, actually. Actually, all of his books that he released are. Oh, there's Hot Ass Melina. Look at that. But she's a whore, though.
That's right.
So, but all the books that Mick has written over the years have been pretty good. He is a #1 New York Times best-selling author. But yeah, this is The Hardcore Diaries by Mick Foley.
It's a good book.
That's right. I ended up getting this book and the book that I'm about to show you for $5 at a flea market that I went to, which I had to pick this one up. A Lion's Tale, Around the World in Spandex, written by Chris Jericho. This book, I enjoyed this book a lot. I did read this book, and it just talks about just his life, everything from drawing him and Owen Hart back in grade school as the Canadian tag team champions. Just everything you want to know about Chris Jericho's life. His dad being
A hockey player.
His, just going to Smoky Mountain, being a big part in Japan and Mexico and everything. I mean, it was just a really, really great book. I know that he released 2 other books after that. I wish I could get those books, but I will eventually get them. But just for right now, I have the first book he wrote, A Lion's Tale. And of course, if you're not new to our channel, you know that I am a huge Shawn Michaels fan, and I had to get Heartbreak and Triumph, the Shawn Michaels story, written by Shawn. Actually, this is the second time I purchased this book.
Yep.
First time I let a friend borrow it, and he's no longer my friend, and he never returned it. So I actually had to go out and buy this book again. and I read this book at least 5 times. He knows it.
Yeah.
He used to see me just up and reading this book, but I really love this book. It was a great book. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this book, and altogether I paid $30 for both of them. They're 15 apiece, and I had to buy it again. Once again, you already know, big Shawn Michaels fan. And this year, he released a book, another book called Wrestling for My Life, Shawn Michaels. And I was lucky enough to get on BarnesandNoble.com and order it. As you can tell, signed first edition. And if you open it right here, autographed by HBK himself. And you can actually look at this autograph and tell it was actually really autographed. There's a little pin mark right there from like, you know how sometimes when you let off, the pin kind of like lightly strokes. You can tell it's a real autograph. But I have yet to read this book. I've been kind of busy lately. But I will read this book. I know that Vince talks about it. Undertaker, his pastor, the Outdoor Channel guy, and Mossy Oak Television, because you guys know that he's an avid hunter. But Wrestling with My Life, signed first edition. And next one, not a well-known book, but you guys do remember this in a, we went to a independent show, and he was there selling his book and everything, and I had to pick it up. If you don't want the answers, don't ask the questions. The Bill Dundee life story, written by Bill Dundee, and I was able to get it autographed by Bill Dundee because we met him at that show, and he's a really great guy. If you guys don't know who Bill Dundee is, he was a mainstay in Memphis, wrestling Jerry Lawler. Anybody that went through Memphis pretty much went against Bill Dundee. And I know that he had a stint in WCW as Lord Steven Regal's manager in, 94?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you can tell, there's Sir William right there. But,
yep, he was a manager, William Regal.
But, it's a really great book. Got a well, not personally autographed, but I got an autograph on him. Next one. This one's a big one. Ugh. The WWE Encyclopedia, the definitive guide to Rural Wrestling Entertainment.
I know they got another one out.
Yeah, they released a number 2 actually, but I do not have number 2 right now. I still have number 1, and it's really fucking just anybody that you can think of that's been in the WWE over the years. Oh, there's Lowdown. I remember that fart in the wind. But although there's the Mega Powers. But anything that you want to know about WWE is pretty much in this book up to 2008.
Yep.
When the book was released in 2008, it was up to date. But now they released Volume 2 of it after a couple of years. I mean,
yeah.
Not much changed in a couple of years for them to release a Volume 2, but anyway, yeah, this one's a pretty penny too. I paid like $50 for it. A lot of money. Now, this book I just bought. What was it? 2 days ago?
Yeah.
2 days ago. We were at Barnes and Noble just looking around, and my brother here seen me eyeing this book, and I'm sitting there like, I don't know if I want to pay the price for it, And he's sitting there like, you know you're gonna buy it.
Yeah.
You keep looking at it, you know you're gonna buy it. And he was right. I ended up buying it. It is The Ultimate Warrior, a life lived forever. A legend of a WWE hero. Pretty big fucking book for the size. I mean, it's not thick like the encyclopedia, but this is the cool thing about it. Is
yeah, this is the cool thing about it.
it was a lot of money. It was $40, which you're like, probably a lot of people were like, "Damn, you paid $40 for this?" Well, there's some stuff that came with it actually inside, and I'm about to show you that stuff right now. Actually, through the pages of this book, you'll find certain things in this book, and here's one of them right now. This is the State, Oregon, of the Boxing and Wrestling Commission. This is his license. This is Jim Hellwig, who, as you can tell right there, expires in 1990. This was in the book. You guys remember this mask, especially if you guys watched his last appearance. The Warrior mask from Raw that he wore.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they got this mask in there. WrestleMania 6 ticket. Of course, it's not good anymore, you know, or anything like that, but the Royal Rumble Super Pose Down between Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude. And this is actually one thing that I thought was actually interesting. This is a WrestleMania 6 meeting where they jot down a lot of the notes from WrestleMania 6. As you can tell at the bottom here, you got Snuka versus Rude, Beefcake versus Perfect. At the top here, you got Hogan versus Warrior, champion for champion. I mean, I was like, wow, they included that. That was a little meeting back in January of 1990, about 3 months before the actual pay-per-view for WrestleMania 6. And then Unstable, the Ultimate Warrior's theme song, written on piano that you can actually play on the piano. I don't own a piano, so I can't really play that. But yeah, there's just a few just odds and ends that they threw in here. And it's just I'm a big Warrior fan too, so I ended up having to buy the book, and yeah, I haven't read it yet because I only bought it a couple days ago. But Ultimate Warrior, a life lived forever, the legend of a WWE hero, and that is all of our wrestling books that we have currently.
That's right.
Make sure that you like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WrestleRampage2. Follow us on Twitter @WrestleRampage, and hit that subscribe button. We have other great videos coming right to you on this channel. With that being said, Wrestle Rampage is that cream that rises to the top. That's right, the cream of the crop.
And nobody does it better.